jump into it. The book is called Men Don't Heal, We Hoe.
Yes, sir.
Now,
yes, sir.
I'll be honest with you. The title got my attention and made me read the book immediately. One of my co-workers said she saw the book and, you know, she had a grimace look on her face when she saw that. Me, I had to delve deep into this because you spoke to the soul of I.
I kept it real, man. I kept it real.
And
All right, so how you hoes heal? No, y'all don't heal, y'all hoes. So how did the hoe eventually heal?
First, how did he get there? How did he get to be a hoe?
Because it's easier.
Oh, Lord, you ain't read the book. You ain't read the book. Go ahead, start from the beginning, homie.
What it is with men is, as we're raised, my father raised me to be a man instead of a human. And so it starts from young in terms of we don't know how to deal with the things that's going on in our lives emotionally. So the subtitle of the book, a book about the emotional instability of men. Right. When we're emotionally unstable, we don't know how to heal. We never learn how to heal. And so what my book is about teaching and challenging men to say, hey, to understand, number one, when you know that you are emotionally unstable, it's number two, go about a more constructive way to heal instead of running around hoeing. People think when they see my book, it's a book about hoes. It's not about that at all. It's a book about teaching men that there are more constructive, positive, healthy ways to heal from past relationships than it was, than what we're currently doing. When a man and a woman together on Thursday and they break up on Friday, the man will have a new woman on Saturday. And so what we want to do is talk to those men about what went wrong in that past relationship, because you know how we are. We'll leave a relationship, tell our homeboy, no, I'm good, I don't care about her anyway, it's whatever, I got a new one, I replaced her already, instead of saying, hey, I love that woman, and I'm hurt by that situation, and I don't know what went wrong, I don't know where what we could do differently. We never challenge ourselves. In contrast, women will sometimes get together with their girlfriends, drink, express themselves, vent, you know what I'm saying, and even say things like, I'm not going to date anyone, I'm just going to do me for a while and make sure I'm together for the next man, and men just don't do that.
I know in the book also, man, you had this thing called 10 Ingredients for a Successful Relationship. Give me, in your opinion, two of the most important of those.
Definitely what we want to do is make sure that we have a high commitment. I think commitment is the most important by far thing that we need in our relationships. And by commitment, what I mean is every day I know my wife is going to be here. Every single day, no matter what, she's going to be here, and she knows that I'm going to be here. Our problems are things that we're always going to resolve. They're not things that are a part of our problem is not our marriage. It is a problem. Mm-hmm. And so that's the problem with a lot of these marriages these days is that we have to be convinced that our partner is never, ever going to leave. So what I know about commitment is it's easier for me to compromise or negotiate issues because I know that she's not going to leave tomorrow. I don't have to fend for myself. And then the second thing I always talk about is definitely communication. And communication that I talk about is different from most people. The communication I'm talking about is I think people communicate too often or don't know how to communicate. And so I call it the lack of communication. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean like we talk too much. So instead of beating each other over the head for 5 hours when I don't know if anybody's ever had a 5-hour argument in which two people agree, that just doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. What you need to do is dwindle that down to your, top 2 or 3 complaints or top 2 or 3 issues and say, hey, these are the things I'm concerned about. I'm good with the rest of them if we can handle these 3. And it's usually from a core 2 or 3 problems that we have issues with.
STEVENJAMESDIXON, the book is called Men Don't Heal, We Hoe. 3 problems with today's single ladies. One of them were women give up their power to men.
Oh, yeah, man. What we was talking about there is...
I'm going to need you to start right there. That part right there, that might be too much game giving up, bro.
Nah, man. Number one, how women, they're not listening anyway. They ain't paying no attention. They're going to hear this, get all excited, and they're going to keep doing what they do. And me being married now, coming from the single life, even I knew then real players could care less. I could care less what any relationship expert said to my woman because I still got my woman no matter what. And then people read my book, especially men, and know that I'm just keeping it real. So with men, you keeping it real, we'll let you do your thing. Right. Right. And so what I talk about when I say women are giving away their power is I'm saying that women are in power and they give it away. Like, for example, from the beginning of time, it's biblical. When Eve was running around eating fruit, doing what she do or whatever, it was Adam that should have stepped in and said, hey, Eve, don't do this. This is the way we need to do things or whatever. But Adam was more, he was more concerned with upsetting Eve than he was God. And so it's about Eve having that power over Adam, but not knowing how to use it, not using it in a proper way. And so I want to teach Eve that, hey, I know it seems like you don't have any power in these relationships, in these marriages with these men running around doing things like that, but you got to get back to learning how to nurture and love and keep your man happy instead of fighting him. And you got to excuse me because when I'm talking about women, it seems like I'm blaming everything on women. Mm-hmm. I just go hard on women and men. So when I'm talking about men, I go hard on men too because the one thing I say about marriage is that all marriages that fail are the responsibility of men. So what I mean by that is at the end of the day, somebody has to be in charge. The Mad Hatter, you're in charge of the show. If it don't work out, it's the Mad Hatter's fault, and I'm sure you take responsibility for that. If the economy fails, President Obama can't blame it on George Bush on Election Day. If the Houston Texans don't get it right, Coach Kubiak gonna get fired. He don't get to say, well, I don't have Terrell Owens, I don't have whoever. You fired if you don't win.
That's right.
And we need that type of attitude to be developed in our marriages, where if it fails, we need men to stand up and say, you know what, it's me, it's my fault, all this is me, I'm in control, I failed, I did not lead my family.
Mr. Dixon, what's the one thing you want everybody to take away from the book, Men Don't Heal, We Hoe?
Number one, I want women to take away from the book that men don't always cheat because of they want some new. You know what I'm saying? That's a misunderstanding. Men don't always cheat because of that. Sometimes men cheat because they're emotionally unstable. Sometimes men cheat because they're unhappy with their situation. It's a number of other reasons, and we need to find out those reasons why they cheated. Now, I'm not excusing it, but what I'm saying is and I don't agree with it. It's a sin. Not trying to take it easy on my fellas at all. Just trying to explain that there are things that we can do differently. So, and the point of it too is I want to make sure that when men do cheat, there's a difference between a man who has cheated and a man that is a cheater. There's a difference. Like Tiger's a cheater. You know what I'm saying? Like he done it too many times. A brother that made a mistake and did something one time, maybe upset with the wife or whatever. We can work on that brother. We can rehabilitate that brother. I don't think once a cheater, always a cheater. And one of the things we got from the chat on Essence.com was that not all men are cheaters, and cheating is not a reason to leave a marriage if that person wants to get help and work on that marriage.
Wow. Stephen James Dixon. Book is called Men Don't Heal, We Hoe. They can get the book everywhere, right?
Nah, man, I don't like Barnes & Nobles and Borders and all of them. They want too much money, so right now you got to get it from me. I'm just keeping it real. I'm independent. I learned from Slim Thug and Mike Jones and, Paul Wall and all them down there. That independent money is way better, man. You got to get it from my website, STEVENJamesDixon.com. Definitely follow me on Twitter, Stephen J. Dixon, Facebook, Stephen James Dixon, and send me your relationship questions all day long. I do relationship questions from all over the country. Email them to me, StephenJamesDixon@relationshipbeast.com. Regular spelling, StephenJamesDixon@relationshipbeast.com.
Mr. Dixon, the book is called Men Don't Heal, We Hoe. I appreciate it, brother. When you're in the Houston area, man, let us know.
Oh, man, when I come in there, we're going to take those calls. I come in there and talk to the women, and I make them mad one day, turn around, talk to the men, and make them mad one day. I make everybody mad. I hand it out equally to everybody because we need help on these relationships.
All right, appreciate it, Mr. Dixon.
All right, man, y'all have a great show.
Thank you, brother.
HD Studio, let's get it.